Stock of the day, though, is Pentanet. So shares are on a tear after it extended its GeForce Now alliance agreement with Nvidia for cloud gaming in Australia and New Zealand. So Pentanet says the agreement formally recognizes New Zealand as a serviceable territory and allows it to continue being the exclusive distributor of GeForce Now in Australia. So there you go, shares now up by about 53%. Of course, it's a very small company, only about 8 cents per share, so that percentage gain can be a little punchy there. But look, it doesn't dilute the fact that the market is taking this as very good news for Pentanet. Luke, I'll start with you. Sorry, Claude, but he is here beside me. It would be rude to do otherwise. Is this price reaction, largely because it's got Nvidia in the release, if we're honest?
Yeah, I think so. The 50% in a day, it's the Nvidia effect. But look, it's a genuinely good announcement. It's not just a pie in the sky, nothing will come of it sort of fluff announcement. These guys, they already have that cloud gaming segment with Nvidia. Right now it's just Australia. And that makes money. It's EBITDA positive. It's still launching. They're trying to grow users on that platform. It basically, allows people to PC game, through the cloud rather than on their own hardware. And now extending that into Asia and other geographies. So it's a good announcement. It's hard to quantify exactly what it will mean. And the other part as well is it's not just that business, there's also a telco business behind that. And when they reported back in February, that core segment was going backwards, had its troubles, it's very capital intensive. And I think while this is a nice announcement, the cloud gaming stuff has real promise, more of my focus is on that core telco business, really still in that turnaround phase. And before I'd be too interested in Pentanet as a potential investment, you'd really want to see that core business turn around and see some growth in users and subscribers. But like I said, I think it's hard to say what it should be worth on an announcement like this. I think a lot of it's that Nvidia name, but it's real in the sense of they'll generate revenue and profits from this announcement. So I would hold it if you're there. You've written it down a long way. This is a good announcement. The Nvidia effect gives it a bit more of a pop than what it should. But if you're there, really focus on that core telco business. You need to see that turn around and get back to the profitability it had a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'd be on the sidelines, but if you're there, hold.
Yeah, and I think as well, when it comes to Claude, to get your view on it, you've got to take into consideration, to Luke's point, the share price and how it's acted over, the past couple of years since listing, don't you?
Yeah, look, I think more recently actually would probably be the focus for me, just because as a standalone business, they put out their H1 results, which the market didn't really like and were fairly weak overall. I guess the point that I just add, emphasizing what Luke would say, is that the vast majority of their revenue is not from this definitely more interesting GeForce gaming kind of offering that they have. Now that's an interesting offering. It's something that now I didn't really know about before looking at this company from an investor's point of view. So I don't know if it's really taken off super mainstream, but it sounds like an interesting offering to sort of make any smaller laptop could have really, run a game like it had really great graphics cards that were off-site. But the problem with that is that actually involves them buying actual, products from Nvidia. So whilst I've got no problem with this business, I'm not saying it's a bad business. In some ways, the key thing in the announcement today is just the exclusivity, that I guess nobody else can do this exact thing. In some ways, you would argue, I would say that, Nvidia is saying, hey guys, you can be our customers, and, for this particular offering, we won't sell it to anyone else in Australia. So that should be good. I'm not sure they were going to necessarily see that competition anyway. So in terms of the announcement today, I think that the move today is wild and not really related to the fundamentals. And overall, I wouldn't say that, the continuation of this deal would make me change my view of this company, which would be to be pretty cautious of it until it becomes profitable. Just generally speaking, you've got to keep an eye on the actual free cash flow, because even if they have, say, operating cash flow, but they're spending more on graphics cards and software development, then they're going to run through their cash eventually. So for all those reasons, and it's a small company, it does have, I think, 2.1 million in debt, so it does have some net cash overall, but Yeah, debt there as well. So fair bit of investing. I don't think it's out of the woods yet. I don't think it looks that great. So for me, I'd probably look at the hype today as an opportunity to get out if I was in there.
All right. So that as a sell is what I'm going to call that one.